this call for me. How could I respond or answer this, or answer to her, or answer to call for this? So I skip, I read. I am the buffoon here. So before I try and say very few and preliminary things, I must apologize and thank everyone here. And I would like to thank you, to thank Ben Binstock for having organized this month. It's the first time in my life that I speak publicly in a synagogue. It had to be a strand one, a synagogue in ruins. But it's the first time I speak publicly and loud in a synagogue. That's an event in itself for me. And since I won't be able really to respond to this extraordinary performance, lecture, interpretation, let me tell you something about my own, more or less in French, in my English, which is the French one. Something about this month, which was so generously given to me by Benjamin Binstock and so many others that I would like to thank also. I was unhappy not to be able to attend all these meetings during the month, the last month. I couldn't do that because I was teaching or traveling or attending other conferences, called somewhere else. But this reminded me of an expression, an idiomatic expression in my own country, family, community. First, I thought it was better for me not to be there, except for today. And so that, in a certain way, these Derrida Month might be sort of mourning. But you know, in my, and mourning was the topic today. But you know, in French, in my Jewish, Algerian French community, there is an interesting expression. When someone dies, especially when the father dies, By the way, my grandfather was named Abraham, and of course my elder brother was named Abraham. Children. When a father dies, and when anyone dies, especially when a father or a grandfather dies, you have to mourn for 7 days at least, but it's better to mourn for a month. And you say then, this one, out of respect, this one a fait le mois. It has respected the time of mourning for a month, which is what has to be done. Faire le mois. Faire le mois only means to mourn for a month. So a month. Faire le mois. And when I was a child, and I listened to this expression, faire le mois, I was not able to understand. What does it mean to faire le mois? To make the I, to make me, faire le mois. Faire le mois, that is, during a month, you should mourn, that is, you couldn't shave, you couldn't wash yourself, and so on and so forth. So, each time I saw this on the flyers, the month, Derrida Month, il faut le mois. So I shouldn't be there, I should come back just at the end to let them know that the month is not over. Now, since I won't be able, as you can imagine, having listened to this sort of lecture, I couldn't be able to really respond to Avital. But let me say just a small make a small remark. One which would be non-serious and one which might be more serious. The one which is not serious at all and refers to the fact that I myself was named not twice but 3 times. I was called 3 times. First was Jackie, that's my first name, my real first name, C-K-I-E. Then when I started to write publicly, to appear publicly, I changed my name into Jacques, the second time. I took this initiative, but very late in my life, I had to remember that the only name which was not inscribed on my passport, on my ID, my real Jewish Hebrew name was Elijah, was the very first name. So I was called 3 times, and I was thinking of this we call the message of being called, this is the possibility being called twice. Now, not being able to respond to Avital, nor, and especially not to respond in English, I was wondering what would have happened if God had called Abraham in language that Abraham wouldn't understand, in a foreign language, if God had called Abraham in English.